Hello everybody and welcome back to our 4th Age Rhovanion campaign, and in the last episode we did manage to get a hold of the city of Dale itself, which I hope puts the nail in the coffin of that faction. They do have a couple of other cities off to the west, but with this is really going to hurt them, and so we're going to just queue up a couple of things here. First of all, we're going to start the only thing we can build, which is our provincial pacification, and then we're going to look at recruitment. We do have some options here. I'm going to go ahead and get another scout because that's great to have. We can send those around and just keep tabs on things. And we're also going to retrain our longbowmen. So this is a great feature of chief cities, of which Dale is, of course, one. You can see these are cities with the blue banner next to them. Erebor is another. Our own capital is the only other one that we've found. And as we know, you can recruit local mercenaries in those places, or retrain them, I should say. So we'll go ahead and queue that up. That'll get them back up by another 20 or so. And we also need to take care of some unfinished business from the last episode, which is this Gan of Fennis Rim. Now this is just some noble, and he's got a bunch of men with him. And so what we're going to do is get ourselves in a position with this army and bring down reinforcements and try to get rid of this stack. Now we have a bunch of troops up here, and so I think what I'll do, let's see, they can all get right down there. So let's get everybody except a unit of spearmen and the governor right down there. And then I think I'll bring you all together, and we won't be able to attack him this turn, and that may have just screwed me up. Shoot. Alright, so he's probably going to take this back. Alright. What I should have done was hit him. Let's see. Can I still move them? No, of course I can't. Alright, so they all absorbed the lack of movement points from the infantry army for some reason. So they're stuck there, and we'll see. We may lose Breguestelat again, but if so, we'll just take it back. Or maybe we'll move on. Maybe we'll try to pull them after us into the east. So with that said, we've got a lot of money to spend thanks to the sacking of Dale. And where do we want to spend that? In Bern, we are really close to being able to train something. Not sure that I want to bother doing that in Yodor as well. Arab Gobel might be an opportunity to get some more population growth via the marketplace here, as well as a bit of income, or maybe the Lord's Feasts. Rhovanost could go with the King's Feasts, and that would take our income down by half, but honestly, that might be the best option. This is going to increase the experience of troops that are trained here, increase the population growth, decrease some of the mismanagement, and increase our land tax by 200 a turn. So I think that's what we're going to do, and we'll see what the AI does. Yep, we're under siege. They're going to assault. Yeah, see, this is the battle that I actually fought. Not this particular siege, but that army that I was going to attack just now. But I merged the armies together and screwed it up. I actually did that battle correctly the previous time when the recording was lost. So that's smarts. But anyway, we've got a very nice candidate for adoption here. This is Hornbod of the House of the Blue Sails. He is an expert governor, an adept commander, and he's youthful, which is very nice, but he is lazy. Which is going to mean he is less durable in battle, less fertile, so fewer children coming along, and fewer movement points. So not someone you necessarily want to use in a fight. We will use him as a governor, though, and so I'll definitely accept him. And let's see, we can take him, and probably, I think I want to move him right to our capital. And as a matter of fact, what I may even do is undo this just to get the money back and wait till he gets attuned before I build that. And I'll build something else that's a bit cheaper, because that's a significant cost to building those Lord's Feasts. All right, we've got our recruitment done up in Dale, where we've got our scout and we've got our longbowmen mercenaries back again, and we will need to periodically check the area here for more mercenaries. Esgaroth, though, has finished its building. So yeah, one of the things we're going to spend cash on is this Fiefdom Dominion. Let's see what that's going to bring in. Wow. Yeah, building up around here is good. So 2,200 just from land tax, and income taxes are going to go up. by 80 or so, but we are going to lose a lot to mismanagement, almost 1,000, and this is where it probably makes sense for us to change our capital. We had it over here for a little while to sort of increase our income, so we're making 11,000 this turn. That's crazy. Is that right? Maybe it's right. Okay, but that's what it's showing anyway. Let's say if we move our capital, so 11,043. If we move it up towards Arab Gobel, let's say 11,316. What about Bern? Okay, that's a little worse. So Arab Gobel is going to be, I think, the optimal position for our capital. That's also going to help with public order up here, as you can see. And so that's all very good. So yes, Bern also has control posts. And that means we can train stuff out of here. Now, I think I may want to, considering we seem to be doing so well in terms of money. May as well siphon some units down to the south. Okay, we've got an attuned governor in Yathenra. Excellent. So maybe he'll do some building this turn. Maybe this Lord's Feast, or maybe something else. Did lose a bit of cash last time, and Bray Gestalad, of course, was besieged and assaulted and occupied all on the same turn. Now, we can get this back. That's only going to put us out a couple thousand, because that's what the pacification cost us. So I think we will head back down and... Actually, I don't know if I'm going to take it this turn. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go right here, and we're going to put up a watchtower, because I've been a bit negligent with those. And I'm going to move these guys off into the east. So we'll be in a good position to head this army off if they decide to head back north. But otherwise, we may just head over to Erebos and see if we can pull them after us. And then see if we can grab that. Erebos does have a wall now, so this will be a very nice one to take and hold. Okay, Rune is coming down after Rhovanion, potentially. Okay, so with that 8,000 coming in, let's see about building here. He's attuned, and he's a poor governor, but he is intelligent, so that should be increasing eventually. Let's go ahead and put in... I guess we could just go with Lord's Feast. That is like... almost always one of the best options. Usually, in terms of economy in this mod, you've got your typical choices like farms, markets, and then the cultural conversion buildings. Then you've got some other stuff like the industry-specific buildings. But usually those are things you kind of wait to do. So of those three major options, farms, markets, cultural conversion, usually the cultural conversion is the one you want to do, because it provides the biggest and the most broad benefits. Of course, this is going to affect population growth, it's going to increase our land tax, and it's going to increase the experience of our troops. Of course, this also tends to be the most expensive option, but well worth it, I would say, for another couple hundred Mirian in the bank. Nergzigil has 7 seasons left. What I would really love to have happen is for this to finish before we start going to war with any other factions. I'm not sure if that's going to work out. That's the dream. Now, up here, who do we have for potential leaders? We do need to keep an eye on that. We've got an incompetent governor here, and poor commander. This is Barrack. So he's more of a fighter, I guess. Although that, he doesn't have great traits for that, but they're at least not as bad. He does have this nice champion ancillary, renowned among the Northmen for mighty deeds in battle. This champion inspires others to follow his example. So +3 troop morale and decrease to troop training costs. Okay, this is always kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because for that decrease in troop training costs to kick in, he has to be in a settlement. But as we've said, we don't necessarily want him to be a governor. So at any rate, maybe we can... we certainly will want to use him for the morale bonus. The other guy here, Ulfand, is a competent commander, but a poor governor, so he's at least better in terms of governing. He's got this Easterling descent, which is hurting the law and giving him actually some combat bonus versus Northmen. It's slightly better to have him, maybe. Although this guy's frugal, which is going to help building costs, but I don't think it matters too much. Maybe we don't want either of these guys, honestly. And so we'll kind of save Dale for someone who is going to be more effective at it. Now, I may want to check to see if any of these guys are sick, if they have any under-the-weather traits or illnesses. And it doesn't look like they do. So I think what I'm going to do is get these guys out of the city and do something with them. I'm not sure what. I guess we could go towards Hjorth. But I think somewhere right outside the settlement is a pretty good place to leave them in case we are attacked. Now, I'm a bit nervous about the dwarves here. We've got this stack, which has a couple of units of the dwarven long axes, which are very dangerous. And we've got very, very few units here at the moment. And in the city, they've got a single unit. Oh, jeez. Which means, in theory, could we risk attacking this and taking Erebor? Let's get the generals out of the city, or one of them anyway, and see if there are mercenaries here. There are. All right, one more unit of the longbowmen. That's great, because we're very, very low on mercs. I'm going to do it, you know? I am going to do this. Okay, who can we leave? I really don't want melee units right now. So I'll keep the axemen back. And we're going to be doing this basically with... Alright, this is fine. We're going to be doing this basically with ranged. Now, they don't have any ranged at all. Well, they've got these axe throwers. We've got barely any cav. Let's try it anyway. Okay, as I suspected, a family member. Oh, it's the ruler. Well, okay, so I'm kind of committed to this now because I'm in the dwarves' zone of control. And so I have to attack. Well, I don't have to, but I can't get back into the city. This is a problem, though. If this was anything else, or if this was even a smaller size unit, I'd feel a lot better about it. But yeah, look at this guy. He's got a mithril hauberk, which is really going to help his hit points, which are probably already pretty strong because he's a dwarf. Yeah, they get +2 for that. Yeah, he's a wary fighter, so he's not just a pencil pusher behind some desk. Oh, jeez. Well, we will give this a shot. I just don't know if we're going to get this kind of opportunity again, and the longer we leave Erebor, the more dwarves they're going to train. Maybe at best... Oh, this is actually good. There's 2 crossing points here. But still, the terrain is terrible. It's way too forested. Let's wait for the weather to clear up. Okay, start deployment. There's a bit of a hill going over here, and here's one crossing, and here's the other. They're not very far apart. I think there's only 2 crossings. There's never more than 2, right? I think this is not a crossing. It's just a spit of land. All right, so we're going to want to go up here because this is the higher ground, but the terrain is just awful for us. Well, we're going to have to see what we can do, and we can, you know, theoretically withdraw from this and just pull back. All right, so here's my March Wardens. Actually, I think I want to get the archer guys grouped up first. Oh, no, my instinct was right. I wanted to do it the other way. Oh, well. Okay, so here's my scouts. Here's my generals. Even my generals have just pathetic unit sizes. All right.
The enemy have brought up reinforcements in a pathetic attempt to save
Okay, so their
themselves.
reinforcements are going to come from straight ahead. I have... Okay, I think their army... Yeah, they're down there. I can just barely see. Or is that the reinforcing? I don't know. This is Durin's Guard. Okay. So I think I can see on the radar map that the Dwarves unit is right around here somewhere. Or maybe that's just a patch of white ground. In any case, let's group up my ranged guys and send them across. And send all of my horsemen across too. They may have chosen some high ground up here. Oh, and yeah, and it looks like they did. I can see right down here. Yep, there they are. Okay, this is not good. We can at least get some pot shots at them, and I don't think we'll do much more than scratch a few of them. But this will be, you know, a way for us to get some kills, and then we can just withdraw. Okay, and it looks like their reinforcing general has just about joined them there. Their general, though, is this unit of Dwarven Warhammers, of the general of the force that was guarding the bridge. That's good, because that is a pretty weak unit. In fact, all of these units are pretty vulnerable to ranged. The exception is going to be their axe throwers, which I don't see, actually. Which means they're in the trees somewhere. Am I in trouble yet? I'm worried that they've got some hidden axe throwers. Well, they're definitely not here. We've got the two long axes right here, the Warhammers and Durin's Guard. And all of these guys, again, because they don't have shields, are going to be somewhat vulnerable to missiles. Certainly not super vulnerable. Okay, so where do I want to set up? Probably up there. But this is right near the edge of the map. So maybe something like that. And I'm going to have to remember that my cavalry, my generals anyway, have javelins. There's the axe throwers. Okay. So they didn't try anything too crazy. My longbowmen are going to outrange them. Well, it's not that they really have any archer units, but we're going to, I think, do some damage with the longbowmen. Maybe even the archers are going to get a few kills on the Warhammers. I would love to kill their king, of course. But I don't even know if it's honestly worth shooting at him, because unless I have a plan for killing him, he's going to replenish this unit. And if my goal is instead to whittle down the enemy and then withdraw, then I want to whittle down the enemy units that are not going to just replenish. So that would be everything else. So I think stuff like the long axes, you know, I'll target the Warhammers, and probably some arrows are going to miss and hit the Durin's Guard, and maybe that'll even get a few losses going. So I think that's the plan. I'm just going to take them off fire at will for the moment. All right, so we'll start hitting the Warhammers and see what we can do. The javelins we can also save for the long axes. So these guys start off in 51, and the Durance Guard have 63 to start. The long axes are going to be tougher. They've got better armor. So we can save that for the javelins if we feel like getting close. A lot of this depends on how good the bowmen do. So far we've killed one. Now as dwarves, I think all of these units are going to get some extra hit points through traits. So the first few volleys are going to feel like they're not doing much. But yeah, now that we've taken a few shots, they're down by almost 10. But my longbowmen are just about out of arrows. Alright, so we killed 10 dwarves. Maybe 11. Oh, we killed one of the Durance Guard. Alright, so now the question. Is it really worth bringing my skirmishers up, potentially into range of their axe throwers? And I'm going to say no. I think that I think the smart thing to do here is to withdraw. Because if we get close, they're going to bring out the axe throwers. They're going to get a few volleys in. And they're going to get some kills. And up here, we've got no reinforcements. So we really have to be very careful with how we handle that. So, at any rate, we got a few kills on their warhammers, but now we know just how tough these guys are to deal with. Okay, so that's a clear defeat. We didn't have any losses, but we did get 12 kills. And so now I'm just hoping this works out reasonably and we just go back into Dale as our withdrawal and hope like the game doesn't send us someplace stupid or kill our army or something because of a fluke. Okay, perfect, good. Okay, what? Why? Oh, very odd. I don't know why they didn't. Okay, because this is an object. I don't get why they didn't go into the city, but all right. Well, there they are. Geez, do we have any movement points we can use? Probably not. Yeah, okay. All right. So temporarily, we're going to bring the capital up. We're going to see if we can just deal with that public order because I don't want to have a rebellion in Dale. There we go. That'll do it. We're still... Okay, so we're losing a little bit. Oh, but we're losing... Nergzagil is at 70. That should be fine. Let's see. Can we train anywhere else yet? No, not here. But here we can, and we've got a ton of population now. So I'm going to go with some scouts because we badly need cavalry in the north and in Rhovanion. I'm going to go with some March Wardens because we could definitely use more of those. I'm going to send you... Yeah, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to send 2 units of March Wardens up north. We're bringing a unit of General's Cav to govern in Rhovanion, so I'm hoping the loss of those 2 cavalry units is not going to be too much of an invitation for Rohan. The other thing I'm worried about is maybe Rohan doesn't yet know that this is held by Rhovanion. They think it's rebel, and when they see that it's taken, they're going to instead attack me. Now this is a full stack, but it's all garbage. It's going to be the peasants basically because we gave it to them through diplomacy, but they couldn't train anything there. So, oh, and it looks like North Rune has actually taken land from Rhovanion, which is very, very nice. Let's see, and this is not under siege yet, and this is still holding. This is all very good stuff because if Rhovanion was winning up around here, they would be looking soon for another target. Okay, so we're training pretty much everywhere we can at the moment. And speaking of training, I'm going to go ahead and recruit another scout. We've got a couple here that are just doing anti-scout duty, and we will go ahead and send the others out. Let's get this guy close enough to get eyes on Framsburg at least. Yeah, and so not much here. Less than half a stack. There may be some other forces somewhere, but I'm not picking them up. So far, Hjorth is has got, well, actually, they've got about the same numbers. So make no mistake, they could come over and really cause me problems. But we soon we will be fairly well equipped to handle them. Okay, and this is still Rebel. I did train a unit of Cav. Why don't I bring them up? What have I been waiting for? Let's hope the Dwarves don't bribe that unit. And then I guess we'll end the turn here. Okay, they want Overlordship again. They're probably going to attack me. Okay, we did not get attacked by the Dwarves, which is nice. Okay, the Elves want trade. And yes, I do border them. Let's see if we can get a bit of money for it, though. Let's see. I would like 1,000. I don't think we really need map information from the Elves. Okay, they're going to be cheapskates. Let's see if we can get anything. Nope, just trade. Alright. Yeah, it's better than nothing. Dale getting a spy in, but that's why we've got our own spies. Well, maybe our own spies didn't do the job. Alright, check public order. That's 70. Okay, and they're leaving Breg Estelad. Sort of splitting the forces here. Okay, I think that's good. So we've got our training, and we've got our another scout. I'll bring you here to Rhovanion. Let's watch the income. Goes up by 200 just by having him in the settlement, so that's wonderful. Go ahead and give him the autonomous rule of the capital there, or the former capital. And we've got provincial pacification in Dale. And then we can start building our fiefdom dominion here. And it's relatively cheap. I mean, 5,600 is not a huge amount. 6 seasons. Of course, this is fiefdom dominion. This is not the outland stuff. Let's see what our land tax is going to be when we queue this up. Awesome, 3,000. And that's not even that much mismanagement. So it's gonna be more like 25, 2,600 or so. That is great. All right, so we've got 2 scouts here now. I want to bring one. Let's see. We'll bring this guy back. I don't think we need him over here because we know that to the south here is the Bjornings, and we'll know if the Bjornings lose this because they're going to be at war with somebody, right? They're going to have to be at war with either Dale. Let's find the Bjornings, or with a Dunabar or Rohan or something, in order for them to lose that. And they're at peace at the moment. So Dale basically can't expand unless they take these orc holds, like Gundabad, which they oftentimes do. AI Dale will sometimes make as its job the retaking of these mountain holds, which is a big waste of resources, in my opinion, for them. But they're probably, I don't know if they're showing much interest in that right now, probably because they've lost their capital. So we have to keep an eye on that. All right, let's bring these guys back into the settlement, I guess.
Captain.
I mean, I don't really want either of them to be the lord of the place. Another thing I could do if I wanted to really get Erebor, what I would probably do is set up somewhere on Dwarven territory and wait for them to attack me, beat them in the field, preferably on a nice hill, and then come back and besiege Erebor. Even if that had the Durin's Guard unit inside, I would feel pretty confident about taking that with this army. But I don't want to do that because we've still got Dale that could come down and besiege us here. So we'll just go back into the settlement. All right, we did not get bribed. Let's see who's more useful. I think we do want some melee guys, so let's bring you up here, and we'll bring you up too, and we'll also bring the March Wardens. And this is the unit that I really don't want the Dwarves to bribe, so I'll bring them into Arab Gobel and try to remember that they're there. Because this, of course, has the emissary, so the Dwarves won't be able to bribe it. Or if they do, it'll be Be much harder for them. All right, I've got another emissary here. What was I going to do with him? I think it might be time to have someone down around Thrimfeld so I can know exactly what's going to go on there. So we are losing a bit of money this turn. But we can maybe rectify that a little bit if we move our capital. Okay, was Bern the place we wanted to have it? Or was it Arab Gobel? So we're losing 1,300 now. Yeah, Arab Gobel is slightly better, and that's actually good for public order everywhere. All right, so now the decision is what to do with this army. And I think it has to be go into the east. I could certainly attack Bray Gestalad, take it, attack this army, beat it. But if I go into the east, I have the advantage. Now that I've got a watchtower, I can see what this army's going to do. And I have the advantage of potentially leading them back to me. And now we've got a different mercenary pool, which is excellent. All right. In fact, it's so good that I may just bring one of those guys as calf. So I'll bring this. How about you? You go back here, get retrained at Yathan Raw, and then we'll train those mercs. So let's go here, being a little bit cautious about the woods. And now we've got some slingers and a full unit of cav. And that's great. Now I'm going to take a look around just to see if I can get eyes on any approaching armies of Rune. And so far I'm not seeing anything. If we check the diplomacy, we can tell that they're still just at war with the same people they were pretty much since the beginning of the campaign. Me and the Dwarves and Dale. Still got the same allies. And so I'm not sure what they would be doing. But we can get over here. We can threaten Erebos. And probably take it. And then maybe go back and take Bray Gestalad while leaving a token unit here as the garrison. So yeah, that I think is going to be it for this turn. Because now we've all of a sudden gotten into a very, very low amount of money here. All right, and they are contesting it with a different army that I did not see. Okay, so we've still got the Bray Gestalad forces, and this is a different force. Looks like they came from the west somewhere. Borfang of the Eastland Marches. Okay, so he's got his unit of Chieftain's Guard, and we've got 5 units of Axemen of Rune, a unit of Easterling Archers, and a unit of Easterling Warband. None of this looks too threatening. My only concern is that a lot of my cav units are pretty chewed up. But I still think we can take this. But this fight will have to wait for the following episode. Thank you very much for joining me in this one, and I will see you then. And the outcome of this battle, after this, we should be free up to head towards one of Rune's cities. This is not on our victory list. This is a city that Rune tends to take super early, and so they may have built it up for us. So I'll be eager to see that. Thank you again, and I'll check you out in the next one. Till then, take care.